Good day. Today is Tuesday, August the 23rd, 2022. It's a warm afternoon here in Green Valley, Arizona. Looks like the monsoon season might be tapering off and drier, hotter weather returning. It's the desert. That's the way it is. Today I'm looking at chapter 9 of the Tao Te Ching in my own translation in the little book, Walking the Tao. If we hold on to thoughts, judgments, and opinions, our minds will be cluttered and useless. If we hold on to possessions, our minds will contract in fear of loss. If we hold on to the opinions of others, our minds will be confused and exhausted. The only path to a satisfying life lies in letting go. This chapter focuses on another of the classic themes of Lao Tzu's thoughts, that is, letting go. Life is too often an accumulation of things that gets heavier and heavier and heavier as life goes on. As the years pass, the brain becomes cluttered, the body becomes contaminated with toxins, and the atmosphere around us, our possessions, our relationships, become confused and cluttered because we're hanging on one day after another to something that's already gone, already passed, no longer even real. Now we can talk about letting go of possessions, and that's really a little bit of another subject. You know that the more possessions you have, the more you'll contract in fear of losing them. The more security systems you'll have in place, the more safeguards you'll have around these possessions. Because we understand sometimes how easy it is for our possessions to define us. And we really need to be defined, we think. Because life is insecure, it's transient, and we know that it's passing. So in that knowledge and in the anxiety that produces, we look for things that seem to be permanent. And a possession can be permanent. This is a coffee cup. It's a thing. It has a permanence, an illusory permanence about it. But I have it, and it's going to be here tomorrow. And it has a definition. And if I have enough of these things, they can form a framework around which I can build the illusion that there's something permanent here, whereas there isn't. I'm just this moment's waveform of the dance of the atomic quantum energy that is in this form at this moment, and this moment has never come before and will never come again, and it's filled with wonder and power and potential. Yet, many neuroscientists have the feeling that 95% of the brain's thoughts today are the same thoughts that the brain had yesterday. You know that feeling, don't you? Day after day after day, a repetition of the same old thoughts, the same old fears, the same old desires, the same old clinging, the same old plans, and the same view of our relationships and our environment. We are conditioned to hang on. And we can work on letting go of possessions, and we know some of the freedom of that. But the hard part is not hanging on to thoughts, opinions, judgments, ideas. These are the more subtle things that we have arranged to define us, to somehow make this me, this Bill, something that is enduring. He is someone who has these thoughts. They're the same thoughts over and over again, and they therefore take on sort of a permanence. I have a few slices of memory, and these memories replay. And they replay enough that they form another part of the identity that is me, is solid. I'm the person to whom these things happen. I remember them. But, I don't remember 99.9% of what has happened in the 7+ decades of my life. 8 decades. I don't remember essentially any of it. I have slices. I have fragments of memories. 3rd grade, 7th grade, high school, this, that. Some things stand out because of their trauma. Some things stand out because they were exceptionally pleasant. Some things are just there for I don't know what reason. But most of what happened to me is gone. So how can my memories define me? My memories are just the flashing of the neurons in my brain right now, in the present moment. They are repetitions, fragments of an event, fragments of fragments of fragments of fragments of an event. And when I think of a particular memory and then think of it again, it becomes the memory of a memory of a memory of a memory of a memory. Now, I would not suggest that we have the radical surgery that in some cases used to be used to remove the hippocampus area of the brain in an attempt to mitigate seizures. And in a sense, remove then all short-term memory, all new memory. So one poor man who had this surgery could remember his childhood, but he could not remember from day to day, from moment to moment. Each day when his therapist came into the room, it was a new encounter. Everybody was met new for the first time. You've heard stories like this. We don't want that. But can we walk a line between clinging to things and having them just completely eradicated? I think there is a line. I think there is a way of coming into each day with the willingness to have this day be new, to not consciously and habitually repeat the same old thoughts, the same old activities, to see people in the same old ways. Each morning, Nancy is somebody entirely new to me. I have lots of memories of her. I have projections onto her. I have a familiarity with being with her over the decades. But in reality, the Nancy I meet this morning is a different Nancy than has ever been here before, ever. And the Bill she meets is a different Bill than has ever been here before, ever in the history of time. So, thoughts, and then judgments about people, and then opinions about things. I wake up in the morning and my opinions about the state of the world are the same opinions about the state of the world that I had yesterday, that I had the day before. And they're reinforced over and over and over again. So when I look out onto the world, what do I see? I see a world through the glass of these opinions, through the deep, thick filters of day after day after day after day, having the same thoughts, the same judgments, and the same opinions. So no wonder I look at the world and say, yep, same old, same old. Or some, quote, new event will occur, and I just file it in the category that fits with those opinions and judgments and ideas that have been in there and are very firmly formed. All of this is in the service of trying to cling to something called me and try to make it enduring. I highly recommend the classic book by a teacher of mine, Alan Watts. The book is titled The Wisdom of Insecurity. It's perhaps one of the best books that Alan ever wrote. The Wisdom of Insecurity by Alan Watts. The ability to go into the day embracing the fact that there's nothing permanent here. I don't have to hold this in place because I can't. So the ability to let go then just kind of naturally emerges. And I don't get caught in that classic conundrum of trying to let go. Oh, no, that's what I need to do. I need to let go. I need to let go of my possessions. I need to let go of these things. Trying to let go is just another thing to hang on to. It's hanging on to the idea of letting go. Letting go is something that can't be done by force of will. It comes when we have the sense, the gradual understanding that holding on is making my life miserable. It is narrowing, it is defining, it is cluttering, it is confusing, and it is keeping me from the glory and the wonder and the joy and the infinite possibility of the present moment. I can't have both. I can't have the me that I'm clinging to and the dance that is me, that is leading me forward day by day, moment by moment, in this wonderful, wonderful, ever surprising dance of life. So when you go to bed tonight, go to bed with the idea of waking up to something entirely new in the morning. And a good way to work on that is to do something entirely different. Take a different route to work, have something different for breakfast. Reverse the order of the things you normally do. Not that it's going to solve any of your deep fears and anxieties, but it's going to give the brain that little exercise that today does not have to be a repeat of the ideas, thoughts, judgments, and opinions and relationships of yesterday. It's all new. We were made for all new. So enjoy who you are. Enjoy this indefinable, ever-changing dance of cosmic energy. That's you. And whoever you are, I'll see you down the road as we continue to walk the Tao, or maybe dance the Tao. Blessings to you.